All right, happy people of Ghana, once again, good morning and welcome to Maranatha Television. Today is yet another day that the Almighty God has given to us. And I always repeat this statement. The Bible says that we need to be rejoiced and be glad in the new day that the Lord has given to us. This is Thursday and it is 30th of May, the year of our Lord. In no time, this month will go to a successful end. By the power of the Almighty hand that is on us, we are still in existence. The devil wanted to kill us. The devil wanted to destroy us. But by the grace and the mercies of the Almighty, we are still in existence. Once again, let me welcome you onto Maranatha Morning Show. From now to the end of 10 a.m., it is going to be an uninterrupted show. Full packages involved on this morning. What are the various packages? We are going to motivate you. So we have motivational segment. Before you take leave from your various houses and your various destinations, we need to motivate you so that you put them in your pocket. And everywhere that you go throughout the day, you meditate upon it day in and day out so that it might keep you going. That is what we call the motivational segment. From motivation, then we need to entertain ourselves. We call it all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And that is the M-Trends segment. What are the various musical industry in Ghana saying? Is there any trending story when it comes to lifestyle and others? That is what we have in this package. Other stories will also come on your screen. From there, we will move to the various newspapers. What are they saying? The print media and the other graphics in Ghana. Are there any story or developing story popping up in those stories? We call them the newspaper review segment. Have you heard that the Attorney General and the case of Arthur Forson? Where has the issue reached? We shall update you these and many others in the various newspapers of Ghana. From there, yes, we need to keep you fit, and your fitness level matters to us, Maranatha Television. For that matter, we will educate you on how to stay healthy. And that is what we call the Apomodene Nkwa segment. Your health segment will also come your way. Then from there, the one-on-one interview, the discussion segment will come on your way. What are we going to have this morning? For this segment, you have a say. I have a say. You have your segment. I will have my segment. You have your bite. I also have my bite. At the end of the day, we shall put all the ideas together and sort out the better points for better development of Ghana. So this morning package is full to its maximum capacity. And I assure you, you will live and live with sense. You will live and live with wisdom. You will live and live with knowledge at the end of this package. Once again, let me welcome you onto this show. And I tell you, yes, if you want to sponsor us, come and take part in this sponsorship. But before that, these are the following packages that we have for you. And we are always proud to be associated with these companies. First of all, Edu Herbal Hospital, Maranatha Power Ministries International, Glory Hill Academy, Ucraft Media, His Coming Bible College, and then Shiloh Guest House. In appropriate time, I'll give you the details of their product. But we are proud of you for always standing behind us and supporting us in terms of your prayers, in terms of your monies, and in terms of even ability to operate. We thank you and we appreciate your time. This morning, it is time for us to go for our motivational message. The next 10 minutes ahead of us, it is going to be a motivational message. Where are we taking you this morning? I just want to tell you that everywhere that you go on this planet, under this planet, on this earth, there is always mediocrity everywhere. So mediocrity is everywhere that you go. People always think that they know everything. Mediocrity, they are mediocre. So what must you tell yourself? You need to educate yourself. Don't be overwhelmed when you meet mediocre people in your life. They are in existence and they keep on operating. Once again, good morning and welcome to Maranatha Morning. This is Maranatha in the morning. And I tell you, at the end of the day, we shall be blessed. My name for the next 4 hours ahead of us is Ohineba Esidu. I'm going to be your moderator. You are part of the show. I am part of the show. But before I give you the motivation, please share me on your various pages. Maranatha TVGH Facebook, Maranatha TV GH, TikTok, Maranatha TV GH, YouTube. Once again, you are welcome. It's time for us to go for our motivation message. It's proudly sponsored by Edu Herbal Hospital. If you're a man and you can't perform, I entreat you to go for SM test. If you have stroke in your system, your number one specialist in terms of stroke, Edu Herbal Hospital, 0201 044 221. He is responsible for this segment. In no time, we shall go for it. It is time for us to go. Mediocre is everywhere. The next 10 minutes, let's relax and watch this video.
Mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're all trying to find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenging feeling of that person who's waking up at 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, put your shit on, we're going for a run. We don't like that challenge. We like that person who says, hey, you know, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. We'll take a day off, man. We'll get a pizza and watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your shit on, man. Stop being a punk. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly, you know, making us feel nice and good and secure in ours. That's the mediocrity of life. We want to be the best amongst the average people. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because after I accomplish something, I don't sit back like a lot of guys who graduate buds, graduate this, graduate that. They get comfortable. They wonder why I'm getting weak, man. I don't know, I lost my edge. What's going on? Because once you hit the top of the mountain, guess what happened? I'm good. I'm good. So you wonder why you're falling down now. Because once you reach the top of the mountain, you got to build another one. That's mediocrity. There's a lot of people in mediocrity who have a nice resume, but they're one-timers, man. They hit a one-time deal. They busted it open, got a lot of money, but they're good. You're mediocre now, man. What are you doing today, tomorrow, the next day? That's why I'm listening to theorists. I don't listen to all that bullshit. I listen to who's like this, man. What's wrong, man? I'm tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I got to do the again, man. Whatever this is that made me nauseous and sick to my stomach, it made me hurt. There's no ending. And that's the person I listen to. That's the person who's gained knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world because that's where you find yourself. You don't find yourself in over here. You find yourself on the other end. Like the 100-mile race I was on, I ran it for 24 hours. I found myself on the other end of that race. That 19 hours, I found, wow, there's a whole nother world out here that I've never even saw, but the world's in your mind. And that's what all that mediocrity is about. Mediocrity is contagious.
Most people live their whole lives without ever contemplating what it means to be great. They put all the greats on a pedestal, but think of themselves as mere mortals. And that's exactly why greatness eludes them. They turn it into some untouchable plane, impossible for almost anybody to reach. And it never even crosses their mind to aim for it. No matter what I'm doing or which arena I'm engaging in, I will always aim for greatness because I know that we are all mere mortals and greatness is possible for anyone and everyone if they are willing to seek it out in their own soul. In Goglish terms, greatness is a state of letting go of all your faults and imperfections, scavenging every last bit of strength and energy, and putting it to use to excel at whatever you set your mind to. Even if some motherfucker out there told you it was impossible, it is a feeling pursued by those rare souls willing to extend themselves beyond reason and pay the cost. In the late 1950s, Captain Joseph Kittinger was a pilot in the Air Force, tapped for experimental aviation and skydiving duty in New Mexico. He wasn't a household name, In fact, hardly anybody knew the first thing about him until August 16, 1960, when he donned a red duct tape pressure suit and boarded an open-sided gondola tethered to an onion-shaped helium balloon. He flew that rig nearly 20 miles high until he reached the thin atmospheric line where everything goes from blue to black. He traveled to a place where the horizon did not exist. He was above and beyond all previously known limitations. Suspended at 102,800 feet, he unclipped his harness and stepped into space. His free fall lasted nearly 5 minutes. His maximum velocity was 614 miles per hour. He plummeted over 80,000 vertical feet before his primary chute opened. This was no Red Bull sponsored party. It wasn't a television show. Kittinger wasn't an entertainer. He was an explorer, a seeker of a new realm for the world. His flight and his jump helped make manned space flight possible. And also for himself. I don't jump to Earth from outer space, but I know that atmospheric line between blue and black. It is the glimmer of greatness that runs right through the human soul. We all have it. Most of us will never see it because to get there requires a willingness to extend yourself to the limit without any guarantee of success. Then again, success is just another mile marker on the journey. Landing the jump and walking away while lighting a cigarette as if it were a typical day on the job made Kittinger look cool. But it didn't make him great. His willingness to do it in the first place, knowing that the chances of failure were high and everything it cost him, made him great. It wasn't a stunt to garner fame or publicity. It was merely an attempt to see what was humanly possible and be redefined. Never doubt that we can redefine ourselves. It can feel impossible at times because we live in a world filled with arbitrary boundaries and fixed social lines that are as thick as the walls around a fortress. Worse, we allow those walls to limit us in too many ways. The brainwashing starts early, and it starts at home. The people we grow up with and the environments we grow up in define who we think we are and what we think life is all about. When you're young, you can only know what you see. And if all you are ever exposed to are lazy people, content with mediocrity, or who convince you of your own worthlessness, greatness will remain a fantasy. If you live in the ghetto or in a dying industrial or farming town where buildings are boarded up, addiction runs rampant, and the schools are a mess, that will factor into the possibilities others envision for you and you envision for yourself. But even privileged people can feel shackled by their circumstances. The vast majority of parents don't know what greatness looks like, so they are ill-equipped and afraid to encourage big dreams. They want their children to have security and don't want them to experience failure. That's how limited horizons get passed down from generation to generation. Should we really be surprised that almost everybody has a knack for twisting their story to work against themselves? I hear it all the time. Privileged kids say, I have too much, so I cannot develop the skills that you have. The kid that came from nothing will tell me, I don't have enough. Therefore, I cannot develop the skills that you have. No matter where someone is in life, they never fail to confess why they can't get where they need to go. The minute they open their mouths, I see how limited their horizons are, and their sob stories come with the expectation that I will deliver a become great package to their front door. But that's not how it works.
When I was losing the weight, I had to miserably wake up every morning in the cold because it was Indiana, November when it started. I was miserable. This is your new life. Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. It sucks. It just fucking sucks. And that's the one thing, if I could teach anybody anything, it just fucking sucks. And it's going to continue to suck. And then one day you'll get to a special part in your life that it might get a little bit better. But to lose the weight you have to lose, my friend, sorry, it's going to suck every fucking day. Because then when you're 300 pounds, you're going to go out to lose weight, you could probably get injured. So then you got to work on the injury, and then you get even more depressed. This is what I went through. And then You're hungry because now you're depressed. It's just a vicious cycle. And if you're not strong mentally and you have no willpower, you're going to continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, motherfucker. This is why I cuss, because this is what is in me. This is what it took for me to be me. Sorry. It didn't take, hey, okay, we're going to do this today. No, this fucking really sucks. This is real, dude. This is real. And every day, I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. So this is what I would tell your boy. This is exactly what I tell him. Every day you wake up, you're going to probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose significant weight because of the mind's going to be fucking with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. You're a fat piece of shit. And that's the reality of it. So you have to create a false reality to live in that just to get to work on yourself. That's the reality.
If I had to choose one pervasive mentality in today's culture that I would deem the most dangerous, I would select the victim mentality. Playing the role of the victim means pointing the finger at someone or something outside yourself for things that are going wrong in your own life. This has to do with something called your locus of control. Someone who has an internal locus of control believes that he or she can influence events and their outcomes, but someone with an external locus of control blames outside forces, other people, circumstances, or even fate for everything. Everywhere I look in today's society, it seems that more and more people have an external locus of control. For example, if someone is having trouble getting a job and they blame it on the current political or economic landscape, they are demonstrating an external locus of control. Or if they often catch colds and blame them on their coworkers or germ-riddled work environment, that's an external locus of control mindset. Another one is when someone is constantly in debt and they blame inflation or the high cost of living rather than taking responsibility for their own financial planning and budgeting. If someone goes through a divorce or bad breakup and is still in pain 5 years later and blaming it on the ex, that's an external locus of control. Essentially, we are choosing to have an external locus of control anytime that we are pointing the finger away from ourselves for anything going on in our life. Here's the problem with this kind of thinking. It takes away your power. By playing the blame game, you're effectively throwing up your hands and saying, well, I'm a victim and there's not a damn thing I can do about it. The moment you blame someone else for something you're feeling or experiencing is the moment that you give up your power. By giving your power away, you are making a decision to effectively let life happen to you. You are refusing to take responsibility for your own life. As you might imagine, that can be a very destructive pattern to set. In order to stay connected with our best self, we need to always take responsibility for what happens in our life. We need to find a way to have control, even in moments where it just seems like the world is out to get us. Sure, bad things happen that are outside of our control. But here's the key. We are 100% in control of our reactions to those things. We can choose to spiral into depression, anxiety, anger, resentment, or frustration and just pull the covers back over our head. Or we can choose to react in a way that benefits us and those around us. If we fail a test, we can analyze what went wrong and study in a more effective way before taking it again. If we keep catching a cold, we can learn about how to boost our immunity and overall health. The list goes on and on. But the bottom line is that we have a choice. Blame someone or something else that we can't control, or find a way we can take responsibility and change what we're doing so we can change the outcome.
I wanted that comfort zone that everybody looks for, that pat on the back. They don't want to hear all the bad shit. They want to hear everything that they're doing right.
And I realized that's what kept me in this world. That's what kept me in this world of not accomplishing anything. So what I did was I became that big, bad, nasty that you don't want to walk into at nighttime. I became the roughest critic in the world on myself. And that's what changed me. I literally saw myself in the mirror. I saw the truth versus saying, my dad did this to me from beating me.
Therefore, mame emma wakwaba emra motivational segment aye kokwaje ye na esewani na ensa okachire pipacho eduru baabi a menu mienu eya na ye akwadwofo dodo laziness eya na ye akwadwofo eya na duru baabi a akwadworo no eya wura ye mu enu nti no menu akwasi boni ni se menka nche o se yenjai akwadworo no na minim honhom no so no e wo se ye den ye sorry tra ho baabi a wo se wunim no mesra pa obi nim etrawo eti ahomaso wo bibi kitwa bi awurade de achew no wose yentungu ne mom yenjai akwadwero no baabi ye wo no se yesi edan ba ko a ema no nye enough ema yen ye betimi aye adwumaden esi more houses ye betimi aye adwumaden esisi adan bebre eti anopai wose me kan che se baabi awo no ifa chew enye ho na wose wo stretch your home and move forward. That is the most important thing. Stretch yourself and move forward. Ema obi asema oka emu wabem. Just focus on the life. Ema nkofo na etwe wo sign no emu wabem because minim no de ewo baabia. Ema obi akwadwira ewo no so enya effect ewo wo so wabrabo so. Onu obi esane na nipa no abrabo papa ensi na ni so a medofo sa no hokọ wate na wo betimi aye sa no hokọ na daachi bi oya ebesi wiye ma enibre ensi wani so na yi minim honhom efiri wafem na ka kire ho say we can make it you can make it one day also ebesi wiye eti ya kwadwere firi ho nya wadwen se unim enka kire ho se babia wo no ayeye eho ana ye dabi enne wawie university pipacho obetimi akọ doctorate obetimi akọ PhD na ka ho obetimi aye other programs aka ho ama o level na ko anim baby awo sisi an minim eye to aso ko anim ya kwadro fira brabonum pipacho minu ya wo hwe me anopai mi hye unkra ne se eme obi suban boni bi emu wabem ya kwadro fira brabom eye de na asi atem didi ne yedidi anim guase ne yegu pipacho ema saade ne mbu wabem adwuma na wonim ye no koso na ye be focused na hwe wanim wo de wo men kasa wo nkwa na wanim bibia koso na press forward eheden ya ebesiwie anopa minu ya kwasi boni se men kan kire say stop laziness because you need to rise above your mediocrity. Mediocrity ewo babia environment bia beduru bia ewo ho nanso sorry na tra anopa ma wache na mema wakwaba na menka se enkurase brei eye edu herbal hospital wono na dane da nyina wose me family na no pa bia na o ka kire me se menka kire wo se wo ye bema na se wo tena se ntimi ntina wo yere ontimi enko kwa so ema nani enje ni nyina ne se wo ne kokwa so a na de bia re ho nko a enam se wo ba oba ne ho kanti ade na ama animguase we eto medofo edu herbal clinic any hospital se menka kire wo se wodi anu aduro no adiaba ni nyina no akofa aduro bia ba efa ne SM bitters me ba chop tumrika na fa wonsa ekoso aduro yimbi ebeboa wo pa afi enwodweyare na air house stroke me kan fo dia ma wo se tumrika na fa woni kire edu herbal hospital wo se eye enwodweyare dia ono wo ye specialist ewo wa kwadare na wa wedare enso ewo sa eye enwodweyare nim tumrika na fa woni kire na so ye na ne titiri no ne kase ni nyina no eye mankasi ba fikrom eho na yewo ne mo ba piem ewo enkra kropon mu dia ba bia obesan hu ye pa no eye odoko official town ana se nungwa C5 eho so edu herbal hospital waso abebo ne sese no so ewo ho ba cho fa homa tufo na friend wate na da ne da nyina yare e da so bia no entimi enko eye 0201 044 221 0201 044 221 Edu Herbal Hospital na dawroma ene na no pe utimi so yasene me de dwumadi we e de ebro enkwanse bre no eha ene edi besi yeda Edu Herbal Hospital ase nemo me dana me ho na afi entertainment segment lifestyle segment na afi trends no so no eno ena yedu so me ba sisi afi me ba afi Zinato Juanita ofia ha na wode trends segment no wode abro wani guso ahwe Maranatha morning anopa morning show no eno wani guso ahwe me da me ho ba me ba na other packages no aba me da wase